Welcome back to Mixed Media with Mikkel. This month we are going to be playing Be Like a Crow, a solo RPG where you are a crow. I got this at Wizard's Wagon last month off of Delmore. Very excited to see what this game is like. The book is very small, but it runs off of a deck of cards, and I will be playing this live for the first time. The only things I did off screen were the character sheet. I am a Philippine jungle crow named Annie. This is a reskin of the carrion crow because I can do what I want and it's fine. I will be in a gothic setting, which if Belchan can get off the map, I can show. Maybe? Maybe? So, here's the map. I'm starting off right here. You can just barely make out that X, right slightly north of the church. Um, yeah, uh, the way that this game works is that I'll be drawing cards in order to see what happens in the game, and I'll be relying on a lot of the tables that are in this book. Just what the character sheet looks like. Usually for these monthly videos, I write a script, and then that script gets transcribed on the post, and this video is a companion to that. This is not going to be transcribed. I'm going to do a dramatic retelling of the stories that we tell here. And then this video serves as me documenting everything, and then there'll be like a mini review at the end, but that's detail. So the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to make our objectives. We are a fledgling, so we have two objectives. Important things to note: as a Gothic crow, we are born into a world where we are seen as harbingers of dark news. We added one tick to our scare skill, which means we are slightly scarier than normal. The lands we live in are cloaked in darkness and mist, making travel dangerous. If we fail any navigate check, we inadvertently collide with a gnarly branch or fly into a tombstone, resulting in one injury. The way that skill checks works is that we draw cards to determine what the skill check is, and draw cards to determine what our skill is. And I'm going to be reading this book a lot. But first things first, I'm going to double check that we need two objectives. Yes, so Fledgling, in order to level up, so to speak, and become a juvenile, will be creating our first two objectives. So we're going to draw two cards, I guess. Yeah. This is my deck. If I can pick it up all at once. Very excited to see what happens. So our first card is... I drew that in order to pick my placement on the map, so I'm just going to give this one more good shovel while we're on camera, because no one's going to watch it except a handful of people, and it's mostly just because I need to get practice being in front of a camera. So, trying this again. Okay, no, it's very insistent that it's the two of clubs is going to be our first objective, so who am I to deny the cards if it keeps insisting? So we're going to look at this table. And our first objective is a 2. So a character has kidnapped a fledgling and was last seen taking them to location. Can you rescue them? So now we're going to pull 2 more cards in order to generate the character and the location. So our character is going to be the Three of Spades. So the Three of Spades. Characters. A corrupt priest. So we're going to write that down. A corrupt priest has kidnapped a fledgling and taking them to... That's what the next card we're going to draw is. So the location is going to be the Ten of Spades. So the 10 of spades is the Dead Zoo, a museum of bad taxidermy. This tracks. This tracks. So can we rescue them? That is our first objective. Now our second objective is going to be the 6 of diamonds, which I think is just the 6 for the purposes of objectives. So, okay. So, objective 2 has several components to it, and you can see my other cat is also joining in the fun. An elderly girl has given me an object. And our object is going to be the 4 of clubs, which is going to be a ciphered note that may contain an objective if we could read it. I'm not sure I have any reading skills, so we're not going to worry about this right this instant, but maybe if we decipher it, we'll figure it out. So it's a ciphered note on a leaf. And now we have to deliver it. To the 7 of spades, which is a jilted groom. I don't know if that's a person or a crow. I guess it's probably more likely to be a crow. This is the Gothic times. There's going to be Regency eras. I'm sure crows back here had problems. And then where is this location? The backstory in writing all of this together is going to be fascinating once I figure it out. So, okay, so now we just need a location, which is going to be the 7 of diamonds. That is going to be an expansive and treacherous bog. All right. So based off of this map and based off of the wordings of it, I would say that the waterfall right here is probably where the jilted groom is, and that's probably the closest thing to a bog. And then the Dead Zoo, the Museum of Bad Taxidermy, I have to imagine is probably either in the village or ghost town, probably not in the Eerie Castle. Hello. Hi. So yeah, we have to make our way south, it seems. So we will start working on that as we get through. So we're gonna have to make a lot of navigation. So let's continue to read now that we have determined what our tasks are. So we have a fledgling that has been kidnapped. We have a delivery that we need to accomplish, and we are heading south. So. All right, we've generated an objective, so we've made notes of them. Okay, we need to make our way south. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flights six hexes that we have to make in order to get there. So we're gonna keep trying to travel to a new hex. So um, okay, so I guess I need to make a flight check. I'm not particularly good at flying. This could be problematic. So I don't have any flight skills. So I have a search and I have a navigate skill. So we're gonna see how long it takes. So our flight check is a 3, so that's relatively low in the grand scheme of things. And our ability to succeed is a 7. So we have successfully moved 1 hex, but we do have to make a event because of it. So we're heading south, west. This brings us, we're going to be flying over a graveyard. Yeah, that shows up on the camera if nothing else. So now we get to pull a event table from the Gothic Crows. If I can find them. Okay. So we're doing a event in the flights. So we're going to see what happens as we draw. It is the 8 of diamonds. So a sudden gust has knocked us off course. Either make a fly check. Make a fly check. On a failure, we drop an object. We're not carrying any. No, we're carrying the notes. We are carrying something of value. So that's going to be interesting if we immediately lose one of our abilities to complete an objective. But that's part of the narrative. And then we do have a navigation check as well. So we'll do the flight check first to see if we drop anything. We got a queen. This is bad. We're going to drop something. And we barely miss out because we have the jack as the next thing. We don't have anything in our fly skill to add to it. So unfortunately, this has been lost. And I suppose we would have to search around for this. I suppose we'll still make a navigation check to see if we get lost. Ace, which I'm pretty sure is the high value here. It might be low. Let me check. I think ace is 1. Yeah, ace is 1, king is 13. So, couldn't, deeply unfortunate. So, we succeed in navigating, but I do believe that we are probably going to spend a turn here in order to try to find the ciphered letter with our search skill. Search the area north of the graveyard. So we're going to do a search check to find the ciphered letter. Beef. So our search is 2, so we get to add 2, but our skill threshold is going to be a 7. So we're going to need a equal or higher. So we need at least a 5 in order to beat this. And we got a queen. So we have successfully recovered the letter. We've dug around the graveyard, and we have managed to do so. All right. We're going to keep trying to make our way through, so we are going to keep going southwest for the time being. So we're going to do another flight event check to see what happens as we continue to carry on. So much is happening already. So our next in-flight event is going to be a 3. So ooh. Okay, so we can spot an object on land. We can spend 2 turns to pick it up. This is a solo game, so that's just saying that time has passed, really. Yeah. It does take time. So we're going to look at the Gothic object table to see what we have generated. So it is the 5 of hearts. So, oh, okay. We have found a bobbin of golden thread. Imagine that's like attached to a corpse or something. This allows us to retrace a trail, and we can instantly return to a previously visited hex by means of its imbued magic. A useful thing to have around, I would say. A useful thing. But we have things to do. We have the leaf to deliver, so we are just going to keep our course charted southwest. Does this still show up perfectly? Yes, it does. So many flights, so many events. We are not spending a lot of time on the grounds. And a 5. So, I've spotted a congregation of magpies. I can choose to land and make a befriend check to convince them to assist me in a healing ritual. And then I can make a preen check with authority to heal injuries. I am not injured. I've not done anything that has put me in mortal danger just yet. Almost threw into a gravestone, but we didn't. So we're just gonna keep going. So we are going to go directly south this time. And it is a 4. A tailwind gives us haste. So we have finally managed to find a current taking us in a stuff, so we can go down, and we are almost due our destination. We need to make one more flight event to see if anything of note happens before we do our little interaction. And we have a joker. I don't know what happens when we get a joker. Oh, so whenever I draw a Joker from the deck, I can choose to save it for later or play it immediately. Um, could come in handy. Um, okay, so we're just gonna pocket that. That's gonna come in handy as we probably will have to do some stuff in order to uh, deliver the letter. So we're gonna try to continue doing that. So I think I should draw an overflight event. That feels correct. So we got the 6 of Hearts this time. So we're taking another turn in this hex, but I will say that we are just keeping our spirits afloat. Um, you know, I guess in hindsight I should have been like landing during these extra downtimes and doing events there, but this is the game that I'm playing right now, so it's fine. We're just seeing what happens. So. But we have reached the treacherous bog. We are right by the waterfall's edge. So it's going to be a matter of finding the jilted groom in this bog. So I think we have to do a search check now. So our search check is going to be a jack, which is an 11. So we're going to need a 9 in order to beat this. Um, we got a king. So we have succeeded. Um, and finding the jilted groom in the bog. And we have delivered the ciphered a leaf completing an objective. Now that's very cool. Now the leaf did have an objective on it. And we are quite a distance away from the village, which is a lot more time to travel. So maybe there is an objective closer before we try to rescue our fledgling companion. We are but a crow, a humble crow. So I feel like this is a social interaction where we are going to try to scare the groom into telling us what the ciphered leaf says and see if there is another objective that we can obtain. So our scare check. It's going to be a 5, so we just need a free of war, or we can auto-complete with the Joker. I don't think we'll need to. We don't because we got a jack. So uh, we successfully intimidate the jilted groom and get another objective. So, we're gonna roll our objective table for the Gothic objectives. So, hopefully it's not another object. We got a jack. So, we have a nemesis apparently. Oh, wait. The jilted groom have stats. Did that change anything? No, we weren't really doing combat with the jilted groom, so this is just social stuff. We will probably do combat with our nemesis. Who is our nemesis? Our nemesis is going to be a three-legged dog. Is that right? Is that true to us? Hmm. Hmm. No, I'm gonna burn the Joker. I'm gonna redraw that. That doesn't feel correct. Um, let's see what else the cards have. A group of militant rats. That seems more correct, I suppose. This is where tables become a interesting dichotomy here. We can't re-roll. We're just going to say a group of militant rats. There's rumors that there is a new nest. Let's see what the new nest is. That's going to be the 6 of clubs. A partially submerged shipwreck. You know, that is a pretty baller location, and it in all likelihood means that it's likely very next to us. I'm gonna say that it's 1 tile south. So we are going to make our way there. So we're gonna do a fly check. That's a 2. I don't think we can fail this. I could be wrong. We did not fail. So I think now we have to do a search check in order to find the ship. That seems reasonable. So our search is going to be a queen. We will struggle at this. But we got a queen, and with the +2, that's a guarantee. So we have successfully managed to find the ship. Now, I will say this is an abandoned ship, and there is probably a way that we can build a nest here, but this does seem like a good opportunity for Annie to do a use tool check in order to build a nest with the wide variety of scavenge around. So we're going to use tools. So our skill check is going to be a 10. However, this is a skill that we have authority with, which is essentially this game's version of advantage. And then we have a +4. So I'm pretty confident. So damn. We don't make it because this is a 1 and this is a 4, and that's only 10. Unfortunately, what happens when we fail a skill check? I think the correct thing to do is that we're going to take an injury. I think we hurt ourselves, so we are 1 step closer to death, retirement, what have you. And we're gonna try again. And then we will roll something on the table next. But we're gonna do the use tool to hopefully do it again. I guess if we fail, we're gonna get 2 injuries. They don't really explain how to do that, but that's what I'm gonna house rule. A joker. So we're gonna pocket that, and hopefully we won't need to use it. We got an 8. Funny enough. So we still get the +4 with authority. So 10 and an ace. So we do manage to succeed this time. So we learn from our mistakes. And that means that we have successfully become a juvenile. So we So, as a juvenile, well, let's do our level up first. So, I can add 2 ticks to any one skill. I'm going to add... Okay, so for our regular skill, I think we are going to add some stuff into flying since this is ending up being a messenger heavy type thing and we want to have that ability. We get 1 tick to each of the main skill categories, so we will keep, you know what, we're going to round out navigation just so that way that's all equal around there in our travel and exploration skills. Similarly, for social interactions, we're going to round out signal. I am a sucker for having skills maxed out, but we are leveling up relatively soon, so we probably don't. So, you know what? I'm going to put that into... I'm going to double check what sing, dance, and preen do. Sing is vocalizing, dance is, well, you can dance, preen. Okay, you know what? We're gonna take a tick and preen, and we are gonna uptick the peck for combat. Now, because we are a Philippine jungle crow, aka a carrion crow, we get to add 1 tick to navigation. We get to add 1 tick to search, use tools, peck again, and scare. So that's a static level up. Let's see what happens with the Gothic Crow. So, a dark deal. You align yourselves with a vampire back who bestows with you several of the magic talents. Add 1 tick to befriend, scare, and preen checks. Befriend, scare, and preen. In combat on your turn, you can forsake your attack and call on them. They will instantly appear and give you granting 2 attacks on subsequent rounds. They will vanish at the end of combat. As a juvenile, I can pick 2 other skills to add 1 tick to. I'm going to do fly, just keep that rounded out there. And then, you know what, we're going all in on our, we're going to add an evade just so that way that is a possibility just in case. So, get a dark deal with a bat. Probably on the ship itself. That's neat. No, I suppose this means more objectives. So we need to complete 4 objectives in order to become an adult. So we have 1 objective skill, which is the Corrupt Priest, which is something we will have to fight. So adult objectives. We need objectives 4, objective 5, and objective 6. So, we've only been playing for half an hour. We've managed to make a dark deal with a vampire back to gain some magical powers. Let's put those powers to use. Let's see if we can't become an age crow or die trying. So, our first objective is going to be a 9 of hearts. That is find object and object, deliver them to a character. Okay. Let's see what those objects are. a White Raven's Feather Quill. We have the Eight of Hearts, a red ivory root. A red ivy root. Objective 5 is going to be I'm going to draw again. Character has kidnapped a fletchling. It's still on the board, so we're just going to keep drawing. Okay. On second thought, as the objectives feel a little too much generation, I feel like I've gotten the sense that the game didn't participate in combat. But I have a sense of the story. We did level up. This is a interesting game. I think there's a lot more bookkeeping than I would hope. And I guess it is a solo RPG, so maybe that's on me. Feel like there is just a lot of table lookups, which I guess has to happen to an extent. I'm not sure. It's interesting. I like the aesthetic of it. I think it's an easy game to get along with. I think, I don't know. I feel like this could be streamlined in a way so that way it was a little easier to play. But I think I have a fun story enough. Yeah, I think it's worth doing. I think it's worth investing, and then I think maybe I need to now that I know have it, maybe like have the tables not in book form. I think having to flip back and forth is probably what's slowing me down a lot. But I think the multiple dependencies of characters and objects and locations is really what's tiring me out, and we're already almost through the deck, so this just feels natural. So, yeah, I guess I got to write about Annie's journey to adulthood, and then the crippling realization that they have made a dark deal with a vampire bat. And there are so many things to find and people to rescue in this Gothic island. So, anyways, thanks for joining me in this experiment. We'll see you next month. Probably I'm going to do a solo RPG every time, but definitely wanted something to add to the rotation. So we'll see. We'll see.